Hi guys, I'm Launa.
Hi, I'm Ashlen.
And this is the second Breakfast Club, and this is our 10,000 subscriber appreciation video.
Yay!
Oh my gosh.
It's a party, baby.
If you go back far enough in our archives, you'll find that like we did a big video for 100 subscribers. Like
cute to like think
that was
about
like way more than we ever thought that we would get. Like,
oh, your Diet Coke can isn't it?
well, that's okay. My Diet Coke habit is littered everywhere. Yeah, 10,000. Like, guys, this is where YouTube really starts seeing channels as legitimate. You know, like we finally, especially as they roll things out, we're gonna have access to almost everything that we can have access to at this number. This is a big, big number for YouTube, and it still blows my mind that we can hit this number, and yet our comment section is still delightful.
So delightful.
Like, I thought by now that we'd have just full of hate comments or full of pointless comments. You know, like just 100 people asking with links to videos they want us to watch instead of like,
sorry, I lost my sock.
like actually talking to us. So, I don't know. It's good. We decided to show our appreciation. We wanted to do like a literal hangout. You know, we keep saying hang out with us and watch something, but this is more like we've got snacks. Our dogs are good to go. My dog's in her party dress. I've been asking on multiple platforms like my Twitter and the YouTube for questions you want us to answer. So we've compiled this like randomized list of your questions, and some of them are like specific questions. Some of them are like questions we've gotten from a lot of people. Yeah. So it's a good mix there, and we're just gonna like, I don't know, have our own little like version of the dinner party and just hang out. And
definitely. So like Lana said, most of our questions are in here, but there were 2 recent questions that we got that we're going to address beforehand.
Because we got them after I made the cards. And guys, I grabbed the cards out of the box, and I grabbed the perfect number for the questions, which is amazing. And I was so happy, and then we had 2 more questions come in.
Well, I found one naked one.
Why did you have to tell me that?
So you were only 1 off instead of 2.
I was perfect. Those 2 questions didn't matter. Now I'm not perfect.
Lana, you're perfect anyways. The golden child.
Yes, you're the golden child, my pup.
Oh, also, I'm gonna be drinking.
Well,
of course.
Yeah, it's a party.
Yeah. I haven't tried this flavor yet.
Girls, so they were all drinking in the dinner party. Nobody here cares if you're a grown adult. So, for snacks, in honor of, like, South Korea, and also in honor of one of Ashlen's low-key favorite videos we've ever done that she thinks gets no attention.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So we did a video where we went to H Mart and got a bunch of
Korean snacks.
Yeah, and
some of them were Japanese snacks, but we were unaware at the time.
Yeah. But it's so funny, and it's like, it's very deep, so if you feel like digging, baby.
Yeah, we just tried a bunch of Korean snacks. So, like, in honor kind of that, our meal is, we've got kimchi, which we haven't tried yet, but I love kimchi, and I love Korean soup, so we've got that. And then for dessert, I've got some red bean buns, because even if Ashlen doesn't like them, I love red bean paste, and I'll eat them.
I don't think I've ever had it.
Oh, really? Well, then good. We'll find out if you like it or not. I'm not sure if you will, because you don't tend to like really sweet things. But,
oh, it's really sweet.
Well,
we'll
find out. Either way, like, I found, so my aunt, well, I guess our new aunt is Korean, and I was chatting with her the other day, and she told me that, like, she doesn't even know a lot of people who like red bean paste, and she lives in Busan. So apparently I'm like a little old lady even over there. But I really like it, and I'm mentioning it because then anybody else who really likes it will say that in the comments, and I won't feel so alone anymore. But yeah, so we're gonna snack, we're gonna answer some questions and just have some fun, because thank you guys. 10,000 is an unbelievable number.
It is.
Like, we have 10,000 subscribers, and right now we're a little over 3.5 million views on the channel. And we thought like 50 people might care at all about what we were doing. Like,
especially when you look back at our videos, so cringeworthy. We were so awkward. At least I was really awkward.
We got better pretty fast,
yeah,
though, I think. But yeah, so let's have some fun.
Let's shop.
Yeah, I want to eat some soup. So.
Yeah, so first question.
Yeah, bring up the first question. These are the 2 that didn't get put on cards, so.
Launa can answer hers first. It's about movie production. I have nothing.
I just put food in my mouth.
And I am too.
It's very good though. I really like spicy food. Right? Isn't it good?
It's not even that spicy.
No, it's not, but it's like...
No, it has a little kick. Yeah. It's like sriracha. It's not super spicy. But
I think I'd really like that when I'm sick. It's got like a chicken soup thing to me. But, okay, so I got a question right before starting here mentioning that I work in film production. And they were asking kind of how I got into that and if I have advice for other people who want to get into film production. So I have a ton of advice and a lot of stuff. I might even do a separate like video more in depth about it. But kind of in short, I got into it initially to help a friend. I've been working as a writer for a long time, and it was a fellow creative partner who really wanted to start doing filmmaking again because she had done it in the past and then had to sell all her gear because she had a special needs kid. So I helped her like get new gear and just started working because I was pretty good at little random things. But I found I was really, really good at being a producer, and I got to kind of collect mentors through that situation and work with a whole bunch of different people. So by producer, I mean I'm usually in charge of just making sure the film gets made. So scouting out locations, scouting out costumes, helping with casting, getting the money and the investments in place, making sure that everything in the filming part of things and sometimes in the marketing part of things goes smoothly. So you have to have a lot of different skills and a lot of different tricks. And I love it. I really love it. I like creative work. I live for telling stories. I live for making beautiful things. And this lets me do that in like 40 different ways at once. So, all that to say, if you want to get into film production, genuinely my biggest piece of advice is start making movies. You don't need to go to film school. You don't need to do any of those things. You can if you want to, but outside of networking, film schools are very expensive and don't really do much for you. If you like it, great. If you want to test your skills with better equipment, great. And you can network the heck out of it. But in general, just start making films. There's so many ways to do it. One of the biggest Sundance Award winners last year was filmed on an iPhone. So if you have a smartphone, you can make really good quality films. Get people together. If you're a little too anxious to do it all yourself, find small films. I guarantee no matter the majority of places you might live, somebody is filming something, and volunteer to be on their set. Go there and just learn from people. Watch how they do things. Watch and see what you like, what you don't like. If you find somebody who works really well that you really like, that you want to learn from, see if they'll let you follow them around. See if they'll mentor you. Like, learn from experience and learn from meeting people and really watching and listening. Even, like, go be an extra on a set. It's free. You'll get to have some fun acting, but you'll get to watch everybody work. So experience, any art field, experience is king. Portfolio is king. Yeah, that's my advice. I hope that was okay. It was a little longer than I wanted to go, but there's still so much more to say. So if you want to ask more in the comments, I'll definitely answer you. But that's my answer to all of that.
That was a great answer.
Good. Ashlen's like, I got to eat a lot of soup. I got to drink some beer. I've had made her be on some of my sets before.
Yeah, my calling's not actorian.
Yes.
I think I just made that word up, but
she's really good at acting, but the fact that, like, on day 2, she was just done with being on set. I was like, yeah, you won't like this, honey. But yeah. She was really good at it, too.
So our next one was, a question that we got, like, a couple hours ago.
Everything on my face.
Your face.
I just wiped my mouth and had like a streak of black. I'm like, why is there mascara on my mouth? But I think it might have been on my thumb from doing my makeup.
Oh, weird. Yeah. No, nothing's on your face.
Cool.
What's something you have in common with your biases, and how much of an impact do you think the boys have had in your lives? Like, if they have changed your perspective on things and stuff.
What's something I have in common with my bias?
Yeah, and how have they impacted your life?
Okay. Do you want me to start, or do you want to start? Because I just talked a lot.
Well, you can keep talking, girl.
That's our dynamic. I talk a lot.
And listen.
Right?
And I don't mind it. I'm not upset by it.
No, that's what I'm saying. It works for us.
Yeah.
Ashlen likes to think about her answers. I like to talk until an appropriate answer forms itself. Like, so if I talk long enough, I'll get to the point.
Yeah.
So, what I am what do I share with my bias? Is that what it's like? What do I have in common?
And how have they impacted you?
The whole group. How's the whole group, or how's my bias?
Your bias in particular. Yeah. Yeah. And how much of an impact do you... Oh, no.
So BTS in general, how much of an impact have they had, but what do I have in common with Jin?
With your bias, yeah.
Okay. So, the biggest thing I have in common with Jin is, not so secretly, I have an enormous ego. And I really, really want everyone around me to have an enormous ego. Like, it's not an ego like I'm better than everyone else. It's like, I used to have really horrible self-esteem. So now I try intentionally to have good self-esteem. And that's one of the things that drew me to him, is he's also intentionally trying to have good self-esteem. And I think everybody should be able to have the power to look in the mirror and be like, look at you, you sexy beast, you handsome fiend, you know, like, just be that kind of optimistic, because I think it takes work. And a lot of people seem to think that people just have it, instead of it being something you have to decide to do.
Oh my gosh. You gave yourself more broth than me.
I just doled it out. I didn't mean to. Do you want some of my broth?
No, that's okay.
There's more in the fridge.
I'm sorry, I don't know what
I get this answer. I thought I'd blown her mind about something. Just comparing our soup bowls.
I'm sorry.
So that and an appreciation of food. Like, I think there's more questions in there about our biases, so I'll talk more about it later. But, like, Jin and I get each other on a certain level that makes me happy. And in general, what have the boys taught? I think the thing I take away from it most is I'm also an independent creative person, so like the equivalent of, you know, a small company person. And it's been really exceptional to see people, as far as I know, who are really genuinely good people come from the place I've come from and make their dreams happen.
Definitely.
So it's given me a lot more confidence to put myself out there, because now I know that it can happen, and I don't have to compromise my ethics and morals to make it happen. So that's been great for me. Like, you know, I have Nevermind tattooed on my arm now because that song meant so much to me. So that's kind of what I've taken away. Like, they've been fantastic people, and like, I wish, you know, I think we'd be good friends and all that, but like, the thing that I will keep with me for my whole life is that sort of reckless, indie, creative confidence of like, either you're going to throw your whole soul out there, or you're going to wish you had. So,
definitely.
It's given me a lot more drive, I think.
Can you squint and look at the time?
I'm bad at that.
Sorry, this is going to be
6 minutes? Yeah, like, we have a little over 6 minutes.
Cool. So...
Did you see her trying to get out of giving the answer?
No. I'm totally good. So, my bias is Namjoon, and honestly, everyone knows how fascinated I am by that man. But I think the thing that we have most in common is...
They have a lot in common, you guys.
Is our,
You don't even know.
how klutzy we are.
That's what you're going for?
Launa, it's unusual. Like, the amount of times I slide to home base down my stairs.
It is true, you guys.
I literally, like, I got off the bed in an earlier video, and I got off and smacked my ankle against Toby's water bowl. Like, it's...
You guys, she broke her leg by crashing into a dinner table while dancing.
No. I never broke my leg. I hurt my ankle when I was trying to be...
She was in a boot.
Well, it was... Okay, I was at a bar, and I looked at my friend, and I was drunk, and I was thinking, like, we're on the same wavelength. You know, like, when you give eyes to somebody, and you're like, oh, we're right there. Apparently, that's not what happened.
I'm trying to leave that out to save your dignity.
And I was just, like, Dirty Dancing. And you know, like, in Dirty Dancing, where you, like, run and jump, and, like, they put you in the air? Well, it was half successful. And then it just wasn't. And then I broke my arm because I was dancing to a Goofy movie. And my friend Ashley, like, it was like as girlfriends. And we had a couple of drinks. And at the end of the Goofy movie, the disco comes on. And Ashley was like, we get up and we're dancing and I'm wearing socks. Ashley starts, like, flicking the lights like it's like a disco. I slipped and I, like, went to catch myself and I broke, like, this part of my arm.
It is almost funny if it wasn't so serious.
Right? So that stuff like that's happened on multiple occasions. But, you know, I don't know. I think his love for stories and books and stuff like that. I mean, there's so many things, but
I keep thinking of your love of nature.
Nature, yes. Yeah. We do really love nature and outside. I also think that the way we view the world, too. Like, when I look at the world, I don't just see a tree. You know what I mean? Like, everything almost is alive. And I feel like that's how he sees the world, too. And I think that's people who are poetic. Like, Launa cannot write a fucking lick of cannot write poetry at all. But she's an amazing...
Yeah, I'm not good at poetry.
an amazing, like, novelist. Me, I cannot sit and spend my life writing novels, but I'm really good at writing poetry.
They're two completely different skill sets.
Definitely. And I feel like a lot of it is, like, you know, the way we view the world or, like, whatever. I think it's, like, different. I don't know how to explain it. And BTS, I think it's, they impacted me in a way of, like, I don't know, to just appreciate the relationships that you have in life now and to, like, always remember to, like, let the people you know, like, let the people you love know that you care about them and love them. And I feel like that's a huge message of, like, all of them. Like, everyone's going through things. You love them. Don't forget to tell them that, like, they're not alone.
And never forget that, like, everything's transitory. So if you don't do it now, like...
Yeah. Who knows what's gonna...
Oh, so it's like Young Forever is the video you can't watch again, but that's the thing that you took most from them.
Young Forever hit me hard because I have, you know,
yeah, it's your thing.
7 girlfriends and whatever. We should probably restart this.
I might just keep all of these restarts in.
Yeah. This is our life.
Right? Behind the scenes.
Okay.
BTS.
BRB. Alright, fam, we're back. We out here in the 360.
One of these days we're going to get an actual video camera that doesn't time out every 20 minutes.
Right. I have a GoPro, but I don't have the proper, like huge, what's it called?
Forgot to mention we also have Reese's cups.
That was my doing.
This is not Korean. Well, I mean, they probably have them in Korea, but it's not Korean food per se. Alright.
Okay, now we're drawing from the pile.
It's a randomized pile of your questions, which I find funny because I know introduce yourself is in there, and it'll be really funny if that's our last one. Do you want me to take the question? What do you want?
We basically just know.
Ashlen.
It was our bias journey. We just talked about. Let's get something different.
Okay. Let's talk about a little bit different.
Let's mix it up. What does the name Second Breakfast Club mean?
Ashlen, do you want to take this one since you're the one who named it?
I did name it because I'm a genius. Something
RM
and I have in common.
And Ashlen just popped it out.
Yeah, so we're very nostalgic for like movies and like 80s movies in general. You know, like the Second Breakfast Club, like those feel good
cult classics
that
as cringe as they can be now.
Yeah, but it's like super comforting when you watch something like that, you know?
Yeah.
And then so that's like where we got the Breakfast Club, and then we got Second Breakfast Club from the Lord of the Rings, obviously. Hobbits
have second breakfast.
Have second breakfast, and so I think like the mutual like understanding and like morphing of it was like we wanted to have a name for our channel where it's like an atmosphere of where people can come and be comfortable and be themselves and be nerdy and like go like
it's like a mix of fandoms.
Yeah, and to just be themselves, to feel the freedom to be themselves.
And I liked the idea of the Breakfast Club as well, because that's a movie about very different people coming together. And we wanted our channel to be a place where very different people can come together over shared love of something. Because this channel was never meant to be a BTS channel. That's just what it turned into, because we don't have a lot of time to film, and we were really obsessed with them. And, you know, the end game was, like, where all of our fandoms and, like, things we love can kind of combine. I also like that Second Breakfast Club because Ashlen and I both know we're not getting up for first breakfast.
No.
Like,
Second Breakfast is pushing it. Because, I mean, there's 11 Z's, and I'm like, am I going to be up for 11 Z's? Probably not.
An afternoon tea.
Yeah, definitely not.
So, yeah, it's us being big nerds and wanting to be really inclusive.
Definitely.
It took us forever. We kept throwing things down, then Ashlen's just like, what about the Second Breakfast Club? I really liked it. And it wasn't taken on YouTube. So.
All right, it's your turn.
My turn. Will you visit Korea? Yep. So I've been to Seoul, and I think this person knew it. I think one of the original ones was like, will you come back to Korea? But I love Seoul, and you know,
want my meat?
Okay, put the meat in.
I don't like meat very much.
Ashlen wants to come as well, and we have family in Japan, and now a new aunt in Busan, who's gonna move to Japan, but that's southern Japan. So we have a place to stay if we go, and also there's about a 50% chance right now that when I graduate from college, I'm gonna go work in Seoul. So I might move there within like 2 years. And if I move, I'm gonna take Ashlen with me for at least a little bit.
Yeah, I'll definitely come and visit.
Yeah,
it's always somewhere I wanted to go. I really like. I know I've talked about it before. It's called like the Blue Paradise or something like that.
Oh, the street with the artists?
Yeah, and like all the food and like just local. I don't know. I love that, like, unlike New York City, which I actually totally freaking hate, in the nicest way possible. It's just not my scene. City that never sleeps. I like that there's like people are alive too in Korea at night. But not in the way where it's like overwhelming like New York. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Like you can go out and like sit by Han River and like watch beautiful light shows, or like still have like quiet, calm quaintness, but still be like, oh, I can go and I can grocery shop at like 2 in the morning.
Things are open and people are out, but it's not overwhelming. Yeah, I spent 2 weeks in Seoul, and it's my favorite city I've ever been to. I did some vlogs about my trip there, and I probably talk about it more in those, but it's the safest I've ever felt and the most inspired I've ever felt, and I literally would go out and walk around 11 plus hours a day because that's what I wanted to do, and I was recovering from surgery. So I definitely want to go back, and I might go back to live there. So yeah, well, at least visit. Like, goodness knows if they ever announce a rap line concert, like,
oh yeah,
we will go there and we will get fan club memberships, you know. So yeah, the answer is yes.
Launa, do you have different covered eyes?
I do!
I just said covered.
I have one green eye, one brown eye, and I've had them since I was a baby due to being born with no lens in my right eye. So they did a lot of surgeries on them, and it changed it to a brown eye. So I wasn't born with them, but I was born with a defect, and I'm actually blind in my right eye. So if you ever see it drift, it's because it doesn't work. But it's one of my favorite things about myself. So yeah, I have 2 different colored eyes. Introduce your dogs!
You first. Yours is new.
Mine is new. She's sleepy and crazy, so I'm hoping that this doesn't make her crazy. So if it does, I blame whoever asked this question. So this is my child. Her name is Rendezvous. We call her Voo Voo. It's her sleep time. And she's in her party dress. She's half Chihuahua, half Pug. And she's in a cone because she anxiously bites at her belly. And I just got her a few weeks ago, and she has some skin things going on. So while we're healing it, I coned her. And she had a really pretty fluffy cone for a while. You probably saw it on my Twitter. But she found out how to bend it down and bite her belly. Anyway, she's very smart. But she's also very crazy. So if you hear running and scratching and weirdness in the back of our videos, it's probably the child.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well,
let's
she's a good
Lion
girl.
King it.
And
now she's gonna go back to bed. She's very dedicated to her sleep and very cranky if you disrupt her sleep. So.
Yeah, very,
She makes... Ashlen calls her a grandma. Yeah. Apparently, according to Ashlen, I have a habit of collecting grandma pets of every age. You know?
Definitely.
So, that's my new baby. What about your puppy? What about the dog that's in the background of almost every second Breakfast Club video?
So this is my nanny noonie guy. He's my little beef cube. Come here, Toby. Come say hi. Come say hi.
I like that Toby's the beef cube and mine is the hunk of cookie dough.
Well, I call Toby all kinds of things.
Oh, I know. I just think that she's goopy and Toby is
Come
spelt.
here. Come say hi.
And the dogs love each other, too.
So this is Tobias Tesla. I've had him since he was 8 weeks old. and he turned 3 on March 23rd. And he is my pride and joy. And he's just very calm and relaxed. He's a Labrador, so he's half red nose pit, half chocolate lab. And he has the best temperament in the world. Like, I worked with so the biggest thing about having any animal is making sure you socialize them very young, or because that's how they, like, grow up and, like, you know, bite kids, or, like, you know what I mean. So he grew up with 2 blue nose pitties. So he's always around dogs. I brought him to, I ran a special needs program out in Bainbridge Island. And I worked there for like 3.5 years. And I brought him to work with me. So he's super good with special needs adults and like children. My sister has 5 kids, not this one. But the oldest one's
I secretly have 5 kids.
Yeah, the oldest one's 9, the youngest one's like 2 or something like that. There's 5 of them.
Toby's a great dog.
Yeah, he's really good with little dogs, really good with big dogs. He's not an alpha male. He doesn't have a dominant bone in his body. So he's just very, very good. Like, I brought him...
Very gentle.
I had a Jeep for a really long time, so the whole back was his domain. And we'd go camping and hiking and... so good off-leash, horrible on-leash. And I'm getting a little carried away because I've drank about a half a beer. And I'm not saying I'm drunk, but I'm saying I'm obsessing hardcore over him. And you guys probably don't care if he's good on the leash or off the leash. But I'm like...
I'm sure some people care.
I sing him a lullaby every night that I made up myself. I'm not going to sing it to you, but he loves it. Anyways.
Good dogs.
Yes.
So... those are our pets.
Yeah, don't ever ask us about our dogs, because I can promise you I could talk like 5 hours and show you every single picture.
He's her child.
Hardcore. My little naughty noonie. It's a baby. Okay. Ashlen, do you have a tan?
That's my favorite question somebody asked.
So
I said you look beautiful, though. It was like a compliment.
Thank you. So it's... Washington has now... We live in Washington State. We live, like, up by Seattle, so Pacific Northwest, and we get sun where we can enjoy it very rarely, and it's summertime now. So, I'm half native, so I can look at the sun and be tan. So right now this is pretty white for me, but compared to Launa, who's literally a porcelain doll...
I was gonna say, she tans as quick as I burn.
Yeah. Like... I have to be careful if I'm, like, wearing shorts with, like, high knees, whatever, because I will literally have a tan line like this in, like, 5 minutes.
It's kind of funny.
But yeah, I have a tan.
Someone asked me a physical feature, and I decided I should write down someone asking you about a physical feature.
Right.
All right. Next question. Do you have dream jobs? If you could do anything, what would you do?
Well, the last question was me. Only me. So now it's your turn.
Okay.
So you're first and then I'll go second.
So I have a few different dream jobs that I work toward. I would love to be a full-time writer. But lately, you know, we're talking about the ways that BTS has influenced us. I think I would really...
No, I'm just checking.
Okay. Oh! Example A.
Jimmy Christmas. Sorry.
I've been thinking a lot about training and getting fluent in Korean and trying to get a job as a producer in Seoul, linking American venues with K-pop companies or K-drama companies. You know, like Korean media, linking the two, because I have a lot of production experience. And goodness knows if I could help write any of the BTS story or, like, even try to make up some of those sets, like, dream job.
Definitely. I feel like with your personality, too, it'd be very... in your element.
Yeah, I think so.
Social, helping,
telling stories, making beautiful things. That's like my whole life, is beauty and stories.
Definitely.
So, what about you?
My dream, so I'm going to school right now, majoring in molecular bio and environmental science. So, like, my dream would be, like, dream job would be, like, field scientist for National Geographic. I can, like, live on about half the year with my dog and, like, travel the world and, like, I don't know, make little differences. Like, I'm older and I'm...
Older?
Well, you know what I mean. Like, I'm older and I'm going to school, and so it's like, if I'm going to go to school, for something at my age. I want to go to school for something that's going to make me happy for the rest of my life.
Oh,
you know?
Of course. Yeah. I see what you mean.
So it's like...
I was going to say, girl, you're not old, but then I got it.
Yeah, no. And so it's like... I don't know. I want to incorporate, like, my love of nature and science and, like...
And travel.
And travel. And, like...
I
but still have a home base, you know?
And, like, quiet time.
Yeah.
You really appreciate... I think Ashlen would really love having a set chunk of the year where she can be alone.
Definitely.
So. Cool. Those are our dream jobs. As of right now. That could always change.
Definitely. Is it my turn to draw?
Yes, it's your turn. Oh, my pup's being so good and tired.
Launa, podcast Rex.
Oh, okay. This is my favorite thing. Someone on Twitter mentioned that they know I love podcasts, and they asked which ones I listen to, or, like, do I have any recommendations? So, I have a ton, but I'm not going to do them all here because, as you know, I talk forever. So, in general, I love comedy podcasts, particularly, like, actual plays for RPGs done by comedians. So, like, One Shot, Campaign, character creation. I really like tabletop RPG games, so there's a lot of podcasts that are fun about that. I also like straight up comedy ones, like the Dead Authors podcast. Gosh, what was it? The Thrilling Adventure Hour. Welcome to Night Vale, like story based. Some of them aren't selective, but they went on for so long they're worth checking out. And then I also like supernatural podcasts, like lore and myths and legends and like breakdowns and stuff. I like stories and I like learning something, or I want to laugh.
Yeah.
So if you want more specific ones, again, in the comments I can write you lists of like very specific ones, but that's what I'm into.
Do you want your bun?
Yeah, let's try it. Let's see if Ashlen likes it. I already know I'm going to like it, so. She sometimes doesn't like sweet things, though, so it might be too sweet for her.
Yeah, I'm not really...
You seem very whelmed.
I think this would be better if it was dipped in chocolate. Yeah.
Could be, yeah.
Not that bad, though.
No. I think the fact that it's beans tempers some of the sweetness, like the texture does.
Ooh, this roll
is like right up my alley.
Soft.
Yeah, I got them from an actual Korean bakery because I wanted to make sure if we were going to have snacks, nothing was like canned or whatever. So like the soup was fresh and the buns are from a bakery, so.
This is so soft.
Mm-hmm.
Mmm. You know what would be good
inside
this bread?
I'm glad you didn't hate it.
Eggs, cheese, and ham.
Unless she just took her dessert and made it a breakfast sandwich.
Mm.
Again, she doesn't like a lot of sweet things.
Yeah.
She'd rather them be savory.
Look, a little sriracha or something. Okay.
Time to do the video again?
No, we're just gonna do it.
Cool.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me.
Okay. It's your turn to draw a card. Oh wait, did you just do that? You just did one.
Oh yeah, your recommendations.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. What do you like besides BTS? Like interests, hobbies, or other fandoms? What else are you very into? You're not nearly as obsessive as I am.
No, and I feel like I'm gonna get punched in the throat from ARMYs. I don't...
Be honest.
I love BTS. I do. Mm-hmm. Do I think about them other than when we're filming or whenever I go on Twitter and I see updates? No, I don't. But I wish I did.
You're also not an obsessive person, though.
Yeah. I don't like things, so I don't collect things. I literally have a little envelope of BTS things Launa's given me. You know, it's really hard for me.
She doesn't like clutter, and like she doesn't even keep the apps on her phone.
No.
So it's not like you're obsessive about checking your Twitter or whatever.
Yeah, no, I
Which we'd never get anything done if you loved things as much as I do.
Yeah. But I do appreciate them musically, and I do really, yes, there's a lot of things that I like that's not.
You would have burned out real fast if
yes,
you were super obsessive.
Really fast, and that's a really bad habit.
But what things do you love? Like anything, like books. I know you love reading. Or...
Yeah, I love reading. I love writing poetry. I love making music. I love sketching. I sketch. I like coloring and adult coloring books. I have ADHD, so I have a lot of things that, like, I need hands-on things that I need to stimulate myself. Like, or it's just bad. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I love going out with my dog, and I love drinking, eating tacos. You know what I mean? Like,
you like go to a lot of indie concerts too. And
yeah, I love a lot of live music.
I feel like you like to live out in the world, which is something obsessive people don't do so much.
Mhm. Definitely, yeah. Like, I'll go to a concert and I'll realize the whole time that I never touched my phone. Or, like, I went on a vacation for, like, 9 days. Realized I took one picture of a sunset from an apartment view. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like to be connected. Like, I'm not one of those people that will go to a concert and I'll film it. Like, that's why Launa and I talked about it. Like, if we go to a BTS concert, I'm like, if you, like, we want to film, you know, pieces for, like, you guys, but I won't even think, it will be almost of a nuisance. Like, I couldn't enjoy.
Like, you'll vlog around it, but you don't want to vlog in the concert.
Yeah, because it would just be crap. You'd be looking at my foot the whole time, because, I don't know, anyways.
Yeah, which is why you have me. That's why we make a good team.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
Because I, on the other hand, am obsessed with everything.
Yeah.
And I have some very hardcore fandoms. Well, actually, I think BTS is my biggest fandom, but I also really like Star Wars. I really like role-play games and role-play game systems. There's a lot of TV shows I really like. I still think a lot about, like, Avatar: Last Airbender, Legend of Korra.
Oh, those are so good.
Steven Universe, Adventure Time. Used to be very big into, like, Harry Potter and Tamara Pierce and, like, big book series, you know? Myth, legend stuff, mythology stuff, art history. I really like art. I like going to museums. I like studying art history to the point that I've, like, thought about going to get my museology master's degree so I could be a curator at an art museum.
Art history sucks, though. It's like,
I love art history.
I took AP art history in high school, and I was like, oh, this is going to be great. And then it was like, the tests were like 20 different pictures, and you have to tell them what era it's from. Like, the Byzantine era or whatever. I'm like, I don't have time to look at a picture and remember what era it's from. It's not as fun as you think it is. But when you learn things that you're passionate about, like about paintings, yes, or like whatever, that's different.
I love art history because if Ashlen's big fear is, like, age, right? Like, growing up and, like, losing things you have now. My big thing is myself or anybody, ooh, hiccups, sorry. Myself or anybody else being forgotten.
She wants to live forever. I want to die before I'm 30. You know what I mean? We're totally opposite.
So, like, archaeology really interested me for a long time because that's the way that we can uncover, like, people who have been lost to time. And I love art history because art history is the only form of history that focused on everyday people. So, like, with archaeology and stuff, we know about wars, we know about leaders, and we know about wealthy people. But if you were a peasant in England in the year 1400, you're gone now. Like, maybe your name is on a parish record somewhere, and that bums me out. So I like art history because that's where we have, like, the girl with the pearl earring, which is one of my favorite paintings. That girl, no one would know who she is if Van Eyck hadn't painted her. Or, no, Vermeer, sorry. I don't know. It also is the only type of history that makes me realize that humans have always been the same. You know, like, some of the oldest art we have, like ancient caveman art, was graffiti. Like, teenagers have always wanted to go paint stuff. Like, it makes me feel a little more connected to humanity, but also makes me feel like the things people do that are important to them in their time don't necessarily have to disappear in 1,000 years.
I don't know. I feel like, to me, like,
I'd be like a big archivist if I was a mythical creature. Like, I'd have this massive library and archive of everything.
Well, I feel like I like stuff like that because it's like culture. Like, I'm Native American, so I like knowing about my culture, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially since you came from a culture that got wiped out.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
You didn't really have a chance to save any of your, you know.
Yeah. I don't know. To me, it's like, I like it for that reason, but then it's like, also, I don't care about some peasant girl from 1400 Like, I don't care about that. To me, I like art because it's the way they're, like, painted or whatever. Like, it's how... I'm fascinated about how people view the world. And that's why I like
that too.
art, because it shows, like, Van Gogh.
Like impressionism.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I love seeing that. I don't care really
through
about...
the eyes of a great master, how they see the world.
That's what I find unique. I don't... You know what I mean? And that's why
I love that about art history, too, though. Like, but to me, that goes together with humans have always been the same, right? Like, I don't know. I love art, and I love art history, and mythology, and I just love everything, and I love it so hard. I don't understand what life would be like to not be really passionate about, like, everything that I care about. I have a lot of energy for things that I care about. I think that's why I work so well as a writer and a creative person, because I don't burn out from doing things all the time.
Well, see, I don't burn out from doing the things I'm really passionate about, but I'm not passionate about 1,000 different things.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like, I can do 1,000 different things because I have all this energy.
Yeah.
Because I want to do everything. I want to be really good at everything. So, yeah. Again, I could talk about it forever, but...
Who are you to each other? Are you dating?
We get that all the time.
We do. I think it's because...
We don't look alike.
It's because we're not really related. We're not genetic at all. Like,
I was adopted... really related, but we're not genetic.
Yeah. I was adopted when I was like 13. 13, almost 14. And Launa and I didn't even really become close because she was older than me. By quite a bit, actually.
And I was a big introvert then, too. Like, kept to myself a lot because I was writing novels. Obsessively.
And I was just... didn't really care to really get to know. It's not important. But yeah, we're sisters, but we don't look alike.
We're sisters. We're not dating. We're both on the queer spectrum, though.
Yes. Yes.
Which I think is another reason people get confused. They might hit one of those videos where we talk about our queerness in some way, and then we don't also say that we're sisters. So you're like, well, are you dating? Like...
Yeah, no.
So no, we're sisters, very much so.
Very, very much so.
And we would not do well together dating.
Oh, God, no.
It would not work.
Yeah. Never.
We're completely different and also fairly dominant in our own way. So...
Yes.
Just wouldn't work. Alright. Which member of BTS are you the most like? This one's actually pretty easy for both of us. I'll talk because Ashlen's got her mouth full, and I respect people when they're eating instead of asking them questions when they have food in their mouth.
You chose the wrong timing.
So, I am creepily like Jimin. It scares me a lot of the times because I've never seen somebody who is so like me before. And I've gotten that. I didn't even see it until just a lot of my friends who don't even know each other who like BTS all said, oh, you're really like Jimin. And then the more I watched it, I'm like, dang it. The good and the bad. Like, I think he might be the light side time version Lana. The light side time version of Lana. You'll get that if you see my theories, but it's really scary. So yeah, I'm most like Jimin.
Very much like. I feel like I'm very much like Jungkook in real life.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. I don't like to leave my bedroom. When I'm passionate about something, it's like one thing in particular. And I do it for a long time, but it's like also like I've been passionate about a lot of things. And they just slowly fizzle out. Unless I really put thought into it and like really, you know.
We dress alike too. Your closets are very similar, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like I'm also like, laid back and like relaxed. I don't really talk about...
I was gonna say you're private. Too.
Yeah, a lot of things. Yeah, Lana's like loves talking about her passions and everything like that because she's a super passionate person. And it's like I have a lot of those things too, but I don't talk about it because they're mine. I'm
also a very needy person.
Yeah. So she needs attention.
Sometimes it's not about passion, it's about wanting someone to listen to me.
Yeah.
So, yes.
But I love her. You know what I mean? Like,
well, yeah, if Jikook can get along so well.
Yeah.
Then, like, get along so well. So, yeah. Jimin and Jungkook. It's your turn.
Did I just read that question?
No, I did. I held it up and you read it out loud.
Okay. AshJoon forever, but really, what would you most like to talk with Namjoon about?
So many armies ship her with Namjoon, and it makes me so happy because she's always like, well, I just want to, like, it'd be cool to talk to him. It's never going to happen. I'm like, it's going to happen.
Launa's, like, been like, subconsciously, like, while I'm sleeping.
I'll whisper
like,
it to her in her sleep.
Yeah, so it's like, she believes
I want her to have hope. I think it's fate. They're so much alike.
She's like, how, like, what are the chances of us even stumbling upon them, you know? And then finding somebody you're, like... Anyway, so I'm, like... She's slowly trying to put it in my blood, and I feel like it could be working.
And she's trying to be, like, graceful, and...
Yeah, right?
It's DNA destiny, baby.
I don't know. To me, I don't think that there's anything in particular I want to talk about Namjoon with. I'm not a planner. I like to go with the flow. And to me, it's, like, I want to just, like, I don't know, sit and talk. Not at, like, a cafe or something like that. Like... I want to be just, like, I don't know, like, a picnic, like, with our dogs just, like, strolling or whatever, and sit down and just, like, whatever comes to mind. And I feel like that's more intimate and more...
Real life, too.
Yeah. Like, I don't, like, have a list of things. Like, if I ever went to one of those fan signings or whatever, I have no fucking idea what I would ask them about. I don't care what their ideal type is. I don't care about any of that. Like, I feel like they're already... Most of them are so open with us in general. I just want to know who, even though I feel like Namjoon's the most honest with himself, I just want to know who he is, you know, I just want to know, like, I don't know.
Outside of BTS, what are you thinking about right now?
Yeah, like, not even about the future or the past or whatever, like, what are you thinking about at this moment? Like, and just, I don't know, discuss that.
What are you interested in? What's on your mind? Yeah. Very cool. Delightful. What are your ideal relationships and types?
Okay. Ideal relationship types.
Yes.
Okay, we're back.
You want to cut it there so they don't get you burp?
Oh, no. I didn't know. I thought you were waiting to talk because you were talking before about your relation. And then
Oh, no.
So I didn't know. I wanted to get it rolling.
I thought that... Because she started to talk and then paused and burped and then said, now we're back. I'm like, you want me to cut the burp?
No, you're fine. I burp when I drink beer.
Yeah. Okay, so ideal relationships or ideal types. I don't really have a physical type, I don't think. I start to really like people when I get to know them. I don't get a lot of, like, just crushes because somebody's pretty. I think my ideal relationship, well, so I've never really had a lot of normal relationships. Almost everybody I've been with has been through work, so, like some actors, some writers, sometimes people that, like, I can't publicly say I'm with, or, like, I've always had really odd relationships. So I kind of see things through that context. Like, I'm one of the few people, I think, who's okay with not publicly dating somebody. Even though I'd like to. It's, whatever. I would really like a relationship with another creative person who has a complementary skill to mine, but not the same. So, like, I keep saying, well, it'd be cool if, say, I fell in love with an artist because then we could make comic books. You know, like, somebody I can work with, somebody who we could mutually inspire each other, and make cool things together, but never feel like we're competing or, like, stepping on each other's toes at all. I'm, as fluffy as I actually am, like, this dark force using Slytherin. Like, I genuinely want to take over the world in some way. So I love somebody who has big drives, big ambitions, big passions, and who can be a little bit ambitious like me, because I always worry that I would overpower people unexpectedly, because they wouldn't assume that out of me, I think, a lot of people. But, so yeah, someone who I can be a power couple with, of creative, we can make stories, make things beautiful, do important work. I'd love to get to a point where I could do a lot of charity work and stuff. But somebody who secretly is, or openly is, just as driven as I am and has big goals. Who's not passive-aggressive, who's really nice to me, who can understand my crazy schedule of, like, having to get work done and deadlines, or at least can tolerate it, and somebody who can deal with a really needy person. Well, if you know about love languages, I almost always tie on physical touch and words of affirmation, so I call it the hold me and tell me I'm pretty love language. So you know, somebody who will hold me and tell me I'm pretty. So that's, you know, off the top of my head what I can think about. So, like, yeah, my creative power couple person. Yeah.
Definitely that's you. 110%. I think if I was to say... See...
It's a hard question.
It is a hard question. I don't know.
There's a lot of different types, right?
Yeah.
Like, I could also date somebody who's exactly like me. Because I've got that kind of ego. Like, who could be very different than what I just described. And could be just as happy. So.
Definitely.
Like a fluff monster.
I feel like, for me, I also want to date somebody that's like-minded in my creative, like, where I'm creative at. Because, you know, if you play instruments or, like, whatever, there's no greater feeling when you sit down and you can jam out with people and, like, create something together. And I feel like if you don't play instruments, you'll never really understand that. You know, like, when you sit down...
The kind of live creative force.
Yeah. And I feel like I'm not one of those people where I feel like I have dreams and I have passions. I love to make music and I love to write and stuff like that. I don't ever want to be famous. I don't even want people, like, looking at me in the grocery store. I want to be able to pick my nose when I'm driving in my car. You know what I mean?
And have
like,
it not end up on the paparazzi.
Yeah, like, I don't have this, like, drive to be written down in history. You know, like, I could totally die tomorrow and be totally content with the fact that, like, I lived the life that I lived and that was what I lived and that's okay. You know what I mean? So I'm also, I can be extroverted in situations, but I'm also a huge introvert. I find it very important for me to have my alone time to recharge. Whether that's, like, in a relationship, like me in my room, like, reading or, like, painting or sketching or whatever, and them in another room, like, yeah. So I want something that, like, we can, like, get together and, like, creatively, like, be together, but also, like, know how important our space and time is, you know, to, like, recharge. And because I feel like the biggest thing about a relationship is I feel like it is so important to be able to miss each other, because I feel like if you miss each other, like, the love and passion is never gonna die, you know? And, like, I'm sure I'll get to a point where I'm, like, content in my life, where I can be, like, you know, want to raise a family with, like, a husband and, like, be totally okay with, like, spending, you know, like, whatever,
but there's
time
something
together.
Delightful about, like, you haven't seen them in a while and you can prep for it and, like, be excited about it. Yeah. So it doesn't become overly familiar.
Definitely. I'm also very physical touch, and I need people to... what is that?
Sapiosexual?
I'm so sapiosexual.
Like attracted to the mind? Yeah,
if you can... I'm not trying to, like, toot my own horn. I've been with so many attractive people. Like, beauty is not even... I don't even care about that. Like,
They gotta keep your interest.
Yeah. Like, you could be the most beautiful person, and if you're dumb as a rock, I'm gonna be over you in 5 seconds. I have ADHD. You know what I mean? Like...
You're already looking at 5 other things you would rather do than just be with the dumb person.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like... I don't know, I want somebody that's gonna, like, make me laugh and, like, make me feel secure, but also not overwhelm me because I need to take time by myself.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So there you go. Ashlen probably won't marry you, but now you know who the type she might.
Yeah, right.
Alright. What Harry Potter houses would you put the BTS members in, and what are your houses?
Ooh, fun.
We can start with our houses, because that's a little easier.
Yeah. We've had a whole conversation about BTS houses, too.
We have. And I already said mine. I'm a Slytherin.
I'm a Hufflepuff.
I'm a fluffy Slytherin. Yeah, Ashlen's so a Hufflepuff. In, like, the way Han Solo is a Hufflepuff. And I love it.
Okay, one.
An adventure puff.
Your house entrance is through the frickin' kitchen.
Yeah. So you always get to snack.
Right? I'm like, and it's like you have to, like, what, hum a song to get in?
Yeah, like, or tap out a melody with your wand.
Yeah, a beat over the one. I'm like... What if you have to pee really bad? Ravenclaw's like,
we're having a philosophical discussion.
I don't care. I don't want to answer riddles to get into Gryffindor.
With, like, a sandwich in your hand.
Right? And just walk in and, like, what?
She's also, like, obscenely loyal to people. And, like, I think your friendships and connections are really, really important to you. And
they're lifelong.
Yeah.
like 13 years with 7 girls.
Such
You know
a
what I mean?
Hufflepuff.
I very, very believe in loyalty.
Yeah, at my core, I'm ambitious. At Ashlen's core, she's loyal.
Mm-hmm.
So, alright. Then the members' houses. So, let's start with RM, because he's the leader. I think he's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Like, he's a Ravenclaw.
110%.
So, RM is a Ravenclaw. I know that they have answered this, so ours might be different.
I think a lot of them might feel like we're a little different.
Yeah, so, like, we're not trying to guess what they identify as. This is how we see them currently. Mm-hmm. So, Jin. He's a tricky one, I think.
Jin is super tricky, because I feel like he's a good mix between Gryffindor and Hufflepuff.
That's what I was going to say, yeah. I think he could be in either pretty easily. I think he might choose to be in Gryffindor.
I do too.
My dog has found the clothes hamper, basically. Now she's sleeping in Ashlen's clothes. That's yours. I ate my whole one. Who's the Hufflepuff now? So I think he would choose Gryffindor. Like, he's got that big sporty side. He really likes, like, groups of people and making people happy and being brave and grand, you know. Mm-hmm. He just kind of strikes me as a Gryffindor. Okay, so Suga is a Slytherin.
Definitely Slytherin.
Yeah, 100% ambition. J-Hope. He's my other tricky one.
It's funny because I feel like he would be Gryffindor. Or Slytherin.
I could even make a case for Hufflepuff. Like, I could make a case. I think Gryffindor, because of, I think of Gryffindors as the sporty ones. Like, if people are really physical. But he's also very driven. And
that's why I think,
calculate, so, like, that's the Slytherin bit of it. I think he's very nuanced, and we don't actually get to see the real him super often. So I would kind of default Gryffindor, just because, you know, he's physical and a little, you know, and fun and a little crazy and tricky and, I don't know. Yeah, we can agree on Gryffindor.
Yeah.
Because in this game, we do not do mixed houses. Mm-mm. That's a cop-out. Okay, sorry. I thought there's something on your glasses. Alright, so, from there we have Jimin.
You want the rest of my bean?
I'll have it later. But yes. So, right, Jimin, I'm not skipping anybody. Because it's J-Hope and then RM and then Jimin. Yes? No.
Because we already did Suga.
Yeah. Yes, Jimin v. Jungkook. Jimin, I will make the case to anyone that he's a fluffy Slytherin.
I could see that, yeah. Just from his Hello Counselor, like, death glare to...
Well, the way I classify houses is they have, you know, each has a principle, right? And I keep thinking, okay, out of the 4, what it would be the most at their core? And I think Jimin is very ambitious.
He is.
And when he's very hard on himself, and he's very in his mind and wants to strive to do better. I think he judges his self-worth on his growth. And I think that's a very Slytherin thing. And we keep getting told he's scary. Like, all the members have said he's really scary when he's angry. So, I would say Slytherin. But I'm sure most people would say Hufflepuff. Like if you asked random army on the street.
Yeah.
So, are we in agreement?
Yeah.
Cool. So, V.
I feel like he could be a Ravenclaw.
I was going to say, I'd make the case for Ravenclaw. Because especially as he's gotten older. Like, he's very intellectual and wants to learn more. Actually, that's an easy one. He's a Ravenclaw with Namjoon.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Jungkook. I think Gryffindor.
I would say Gryffindor.
Yeah. They're a lot easier than we thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he loves to try new things, and again, he's very physical. So that, like, Gryffindor bravery of hitting things head on.
How fun.
Yeah.
Nobody's in my house.
No one's in your house, but everybody's partway in your house.
Everyone's going to be hitting me up in the hallways, though, for those chicken nuggets
Right.
I've been storing in my rows.
Again, Jin is very in the middle between the two, so, like, he could be in your house. You're the same year anyway, so.
I almost feel like he would be more Hufflepuff than Gryffindor.
He really skates that line to me. I mean, look at the way the boy likes food. He'd be broadcasting Eat Jin from the kitchen.
Right?
Right in front of the Hufflepuff door. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, cool. That was a fun one.
Is it my turn?
Yes. I'm waiting for you to take it as my hand is on the file.
I saw you post a video at 5 a.m. Do y'all ever sleep? No.
No, we don't.
Unfortunately.
I will say though that just because you see a video posted at a certain time doesn't mean I put it there, because you can schedule videos. So, I get that question a lot, and that's why I threw it in there, because I want you guys to know that doesn't always mean I'm awake, but we actually don't sleep. Like,
unfortunately.
I'm going to go from here. It's probably like 2 a.m. right now.
Yeah.
And I'm going to leave from here to go home to go work.
And I'm going to watch Launa leave, take my dog to go pee, and then drink more beer. And watch my K-dramas.
Yeah. But, you know, girl, you earned it. You work a lot harder at your day job than I have to.
That's okay. Yeah.
So yeah, no, we don't sleep. We wouldn't be able to even get 3 videos out a week if we slept.
Seriously.
Why don't you like shipping? I put this one in because we're rarely asked this exactly, but we're often asked something similar to this.
Yeah, roundabout, yeah.
Because we've addressed it in a few videos, but we haven't addressed them in all of the friendship videos. So we don't dislike shipping.
We have our own shipper.
We have our own personal ships. It's clear BTS often thinks ships are funny. And, like, there was literally an entire era where J-Hope wanted to be shipped with Jimin so bad that he would, like, pin Jimin to beds.
Yeah.
Like, I think they think it's funny. That said, we're both, again, on the queer spectrum. You know, we're not straight. And as for me personally, I have worked with a lot of closeted, I don't want to say celebrities and then be like, oh, does she know Brad Pitt? But, like, people who would have to worry about paparazzi if they came out, or could lose their jobs if they came out. So I'm very aware of how dangerous it is to be any type of gay or bisexual or anything in an entertainment industry here. And then I think of what it must be like in Korea.
And even in general, it's not our place to make...
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? My older brother's gay, like, you know, he came out like a couple years ago, you know what I mean?
I basically just mean that we're both not into outing people. We're not into telling people what their sexuality should be. But I think both of us have this, like, background fear that ARMY are going to dig so much on their ships that they might accidentally out somebody for real, and it would end their career.
Okay. Yeah, and that's not okay.
Because I generally do not care how any of them actually identify.
No.
I just never want there to be a point where one of them is LGBT and is in the closet for safety, and then, even well-intentioned, ARMY outs them and it ruins their lives.
And also, it gets foul. Like,
it can.
Chill.
Yes.
Like,
it really, really can get super gross.
It's okay to, like, have your ships or whatever, but when you start, like, sexualizing them and like, it's disgusting. Like,
yeah, it makes
these are human beings. Like, I feel like a lot of people, like, look at them as, like,
characters.
They don't exist
they're
in real life.
Characters,
but, like, they're men and they're growing up, and it's, like, chill.
Yeah.
Nothing pisses me off more than that.
So, like, we definitely have our own ships. We don't say you can't have ships. Like, far from it. It's a part of fandom. And they know that. Like, boy bands, any boy band in any part of the world has existed on the back of shipping. And they all know that. That's why they do stupid things like paper passing games in Korea and stuff. And all these, like, ooh, it's kind of homoerotic, but if you ever actually wanted to kiss a boy, we'll kick you out of your job. Things. Which goes into a little bit of our problem with the K-pop industry, actually. Which I think there's a question there, too. But we just feel as people who, even though our channel is fairly small, we have a voice in the community. And we don't want our voice to be pushing certain ships or pushing people to dig into relationships more. So, that's basically it.
Yes.
And we're going to go faster on these because we have a lot of questions still. So yeah, I'm gonna need more surgeries. It's gonna take a lot of money because insurance doesn't cover it. It's a big old mess. But as of right now, I'm gonna be able to walk in the next 5 years, 10 years. So should be good. And quite frankly, one of the reasons I'm excited for this Patreon is once we get stable, some of that money is going to go to saving my body. So, yes, I'm alive. I'm okay. Watch videos if you want to learn more. I might do another video like about it for people with my disease, but there you go. Oh, I keep taking cuts.
How dare you? That was a joke.
We all know you're joking.
Why don't you react to other K-pop groups?
That's another one we get all the time. Hi, needy.
The industry just blows, and we don't really care to support that industry.
Sometimes,
you know what I mean?
yeah, in a lot of ways. Also, we're not K-pop fans. We're BTS fans. There are K-pop groups that we've liked. There are K-pop songs that we've liked. I mean, we keep saying someday we might do a hangout and just, like, watch, like, a bunch of Blackpink and stuff like that. But especially the big three, we know the music industry everywhere is toxic.
Brutal, yeah.
Like, we're not picking on Korea. But it's very well known that the big three is super shady with their groups. And personally, I'm afraid to like any other group, even close to as much as like BTS, knowing that they work in the big three.
Yeah.
It makes us uncomfortable. And if you dive into K-pop in a broad spectrum, there's a lot of problematic things that I don't feel like running into and then having to address with people, even in groups I love, you know?
Yeah.
But in general, the simple answer is we're not inspired by K-pop, we're inspired by BTS. So yeah, this channel is much more likely that suddenly we'll start making videos about other things we love than turn into a K-pop channel.
Yeah.
You know, I'll start reviewing Steven Universe before I'll be a K-pop channel, you know? So yeah, that's the short, long, well, it's the short of it. Okay, so what was your bias journey? Was there a particular moment you picked your bias, or was it a gradual thing? Have you had any bias wreckers lately, and is there any chance that you'll be bias wrecked? Like, change your bias. I can go.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was trying to be respectful. A lot of times I try to be respectful and let her talk, and we completely miscommunicate in the moment, and we don't know what each other are doing. So, I became a BTS fan during the Young Forever comeback. So my first music videos I ever saw were Dope and Fire, right around the time that they came out. So I genuinely can't remember which one I watched first. I'm assuming it's Dope, though, because I very distinctly remember that moment where Jin goes to, like, talk to V and then turns around and he smiles. And it's just one of the most genuine smiles I've ever seen. And he seems to be glowing just a little bit. And it made me so happy. So I immediately, like, recognized him and thought of him. And I know Suga caught my attention in Fire, but it's just, like, there's something about Jin's smile that made me really happy. And I don't pick my biases by attraction. I have always picked any bias that I have by people I think my future son could be like, and it would make me really happy if they were. Which is strange, but I think I could raise a kid like Jin, and I would be thrilled if my kid was like Jin. So he just makes me happy all the time. So I don't think I'll ever be bias wrecked. Like, I love every member for very distinct reasons, but it makes me happy to say I'm a Jin bias, and, like, Jin makes me happy, and I think it says something about me that I want to, that Jin is my bias. But I'm constantly bias wrecked by Suga and V. Like, those are the two who, and Jimin sometimes too, because, again, I have a huge ego, and Jimin and I are the same person. So I almost feel like I've succeeded sometimes when Jimin does something amazing. But in general, it's a pretty good chance, especially if Jin's not involved, like Rap Line Song, that Suga's gonna come really hard for my soul. So yeah. What about you, girl?
I feel like, well, RM was the first person I stand. Like, from the very beginning.
Yeah.
He has a presence about him that I've always just really liked. Not necessarily, I love his rapping style, but, like, Suga's, like, flow is, like, more my whatever, you know, like, I feel like it reminds me of a lot of Eminem, even NF, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many, I just have such a broad spectrum of music that I appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
So I love each artist differently. RM will always just be number one. Like,
Yeah.
I'm quote unquote bias wrecked, but like,
it's not even close.
no, like Namjoon's up here, and like everyone else that quote unquote bias. It's more of like less.
Yeah, I was gonna say what you call bias wrecking is someone caught your attention for a minute.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
So
my like bias record, I've been wrecked by Suga and Jungkook.
Yeah.
Quite a bit for totally different reasons.
Yeah. And V lately. Too.
Yeah, V's been creeping. Bit. Yeah.
Like the tear comeback, I think.
Yeah.
But
will I ever truly be bias wrecked?
No. She can't be. I'll be bias wrecked way before Ashlen will.
Yeah.
I remember the first video I showed her was Fire. And when RM came on, she's like watching it, and RM came on, she goes, oh, okay. Like really loud because he has such a distinct voice. And knowing that she's come to like adore RM so much, I will always remember that moment that he like made you choke in the back of your throat. And I don't think it was like immediate attraction. It was just like, well, you stand out.
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely.
It just makes me really happy. I took the last one.
Oh. Musical interests outside of BTS.
I went first last time, girl. You care a lot more about music than I do.
I do. If you look at like my Spotify, or like Spotify is great, but like I buy albums like on my iTunes. Like I have tons and tons and tons of albums on my phone. And they drastically range from like Skid Row, which is like Skid Row and Rush, and the Rolling Stones, to like Howlin' Wolf, to like frickin' Dinah Washington, to like reggae, like Revolution and Iration and Slightly Stupid, to like NF, who's like a rapper, you know what I mean? Like to like Blink-182, to like Somewhere Nowhere, you know what I mean?
It's like you're open to any genre inspiring you.
Yeah, and or like Silverstein, like,
which is I think why I could get her to listen to BTS.
Yeah.
Out of all my friends, because she's just like, hey, a new kind of music,
I really have always appreciated music. Has always been like huge, like I'll listen to. All my friends think it's weird that like I have like this whole Nature album downloaded on my phone with like 210 songs, or like I listen to like soft piano music when I'm you know what I mean? Like I appreciate any type of music that I feel like really just connects with my soul in general, and I don't put any limitations on that, and I don't think I ever should. To me, music is how I view love, like I never want to put myself in a box and be like, okay, this is it, this is what I like, and I don't know, I don't like setting boundaries for myself or limitations, or like right now I'm going to school for one thing, who's to say next month I don't want to go to, you know what I mean? Like I'm open to, I don't know, photosynthesizing life and seeing kind of where it draws me to, and I don't like to put boundaries. So yeah, music is just literally everything to me, and so I probably didn't help at all, but...
Well, you named a lot of artists there, you know, like... And, she mentioned she has a Spotify. Go find it if you're really curious. And then I'm like... Not on the full flip side of it, but I just... My tastes range pretty dramatically, too, but I'm more of a radio listener. Like, I'll like songs, not really groups. So I have, like, vast collections of random songs, including, like, YouTube-only covers of songs that just, if the song speaks to me, I like it, and I'll collect it. I think BTS is the first group since, like, I was 12 and listening to Backstreet Boys and Britney Spears where I've wanted to buy an album and not just a song. But that said, my tastes kind of float everywhere. I tend to like tragic, realistic love songs. I like songs that sound happy but aren't happy. When I was a dancer, I kind of had a reputation for dancing to songs that sound really romantic but are actually really, really sad. Or if you really listen, you realize that it's like not healthy, or it's not, I like twisting with playing with expectations that way, which is why like Singularity is my jam, because it sounds like a sexy song and like a love song, but it's not. Or, I would dance to Singularity if I still had my body. But all that to, like, I grew up on musicals. Like, I know so much musical theater, and
Hamilton?
Like, I do mixed CDs out in my car, and I'll have, like, one CD, and it will have, Take Me to Church, and Hailstrom, and Buffy the Musical, and...
Wicked,
and, a cover of somebody that I used to know that's only piano and acoustic, so it finally makes it, like, a proper sad song. And, you know, a YouTube-only remix of something. And they'll just all be... Oh, and, like, music from Portal. Like, operatic robot music. Like, whatever I'm feeling like, I just throw it together. BTS, I will say, though, is the first time that I got into rap. And from there, I've explored a lot more into rap. But because I grew up kind of conservatively, there was really unfair assumptions made about rap, and I just never explored it. But then BTS introduced me to lyrical rap, and now I'm mildly obsessed with, like, smart lyrical rap, because it's almost like battle poetry, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, again, not super helpful, but I hope you have a better understanding of our relationship to music.
Definitely. I always find it weird, like, how our dancing experiences were so different.
Like, totally different.
I did hula and Tahitian dancing for, like, almost 4 years, like, growing up. And then I was, like, a cheerleader. You know what I mean? So it's, like, I was dancing to, like, native rhythmic beats, drums, you know what I mean? Yeah. Things like that.
And mine was much more performance-driven and, like, kind of a mix of stuff. I always wanted to be better at contemporary dance. But I used to do a lot of performance stuff, and it was never, like, you know, Tahitian-style dancing. It was always, like, in your feelings.
Well, hula. See, hula, though, it's very emotional, very with the feeling, very with the...
Oh, I get that, but, like...
slow beats, like...
But you're not likely to pop out, like, Hallelujah by Jeff Buckley to do hula to.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's gonna be...
No, yeah, no, it's specifically Hawaiian.
Yeah.
But it's very...
I'm not saying it can't be
very
emotional. I just meant that it's gonna be very different in the way you express things.
Yeah, because, like, in hula and Tahitian, you're telling a story. Mm-hmm. Especially in hula. Like,
Absolutely.
Everything is a story.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, I just find that...
well, that's us, right? We have very, very similar roots, and we go completely different directions every single time. I think that's why we make a good team, because we have something to relate to, but the way we handle it is...
opposite ends of the spectrum.
Opposite. You know, sun and moon, sister light, sister dark.
Yeah.
Even our dogs are like
sister light.
A little light dog and a big dark, like, I don't know.
Feminine energy, masculine energy.
Yes.
Well, he's a boy, so you know what I mean. How are we doing on time?
I can't see, Ashlen.
Girl, you don't have to wear glasses.
Yes,
you
I do.
Okay, yeah, you know. And you can't see out of an eye.
I think we got like 6 minutes. I think we can do it.
Sorry, I keep cussing. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. You're fine. I'll either bleep it or I won't care. It'll depend on if YouTube pegs us or not. How'd you come across BTS? I think we kind of answered that already.
Launa.
Yeah, me being obsessive on the internet and then forcing Ashlen to watch it with me around the Young Forever era, and Wings was our first comeback. What was the first thing you liked about BTS? Like, what's the first time you watched them? Like, oh, okay, I can totally dig this. For me, it was Bupse. Like, I liked a lot of their other stuff, but Bupse was the first time I saw them as real people, because it was a dance practice. Really, really related to the message. That's one of their first, like, political rebel songs that I heard. But also, I've always wanted to have, like, swaggy male energy. And I was a little jealous of Bupse. Like, that's an energy I've always wished that I had, and I just don't. But maybe I could one day, if Jim and I are the same person. I can at least, I don't know.
No.
Ashlen's like, no, honey, don't.
No, I love you, but nah.
Yeah, so, yeah, Bupse.
I feel like
really got me.
Someone who's already super into the lyrics and stuff, like, I listen to a lot of songs that have deep lyrical meaning.
Yeah.
So, that was cool about BTS, but I think what really intrigued me was, it was my first time coming across a band that also had their own separate solo projects that were just as enticing and in developing.
Because here you don't do that. It's a sign that you're breaking up the group here.
Exactly. So I was super, super fascinated about that. And then I was like, oh, whoa.
That you
there's
could,
all
like,
these
watch
other
Fire,
things.
but then go listen to RM do a mixtape, and then listen to covers and listen to, you know.
August and stuff. Yeah, like, I don't know. It was just, it was almost like, I don't know. That's what I really liked about it. And, like, each one of their own things had deeper messages, too. So I was like, wow, so these people are very, they know what they want to talk about. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of just a huge broad spectrum. Even the covers
have something to say. Yeah. They're not a corporate, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
I think this one's yours.
Oh, yeah. If you could see BTS do any other types of music, what would it be? Any other ideas make them flourish? Okay, so this is going to be... I want to hear them do, like, a laid-back beach reggae, like, song.
Go-go, but even more.
I live for that. Like, just one where you can, like, put it on the radio on, like, a nice day and, like, drink a Corona while you're, like, barbecuing some whatever and just, like, dance in the sunlight, you know what I mean? And just, like...
some easy jams.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I love, like, their dancing stuff, like, but, like... I think that they would capture a bigger audience if it was just, like, you know, like a...
California music.
Yeah, just, like, laid back and... I don't know. And even reggae can, like, has raps in it. You know what I mean? Just, a solid beach vibe.
I talk about, like, political messages and,
well,
like...
that's all reggae really is.
That's what I'm saying. Like, reggae is... Yeah. And they've skirted that edge a few times. I think they could do it.
Yeah.
What I mean is they've shown enough to show they can do it. Just like they've shown enough horror potential, I think we could get a horror comeback. 'Cause this is not a proper horror comeback. It's creepy, but I want horror.
Yeah, they're lyrically there already. But it's just that vibe.
Yeah.
They need it.
I would like acoustic versions of some of their more powerful songs. I want Let Go acoustic. I want a more stuff in the vein of House of Cards and a little bit like Let Me Know. Songs that... Or Truth Untold, like, was a great example of that. I want them to do some more stripped down music.
That's huge.
Yeah. Even
reggae music does that.
I also adored hearing a rock cover of a couple, of songs. I think they should do some more, like...
live instrumental.
Rock. Yeah.
Jams.
In terms of things, like, markety things, I think that's... part of what I've covered there.
Dude. Like,
yeah, I would love to see a scary concept at least once. I would love to see more solo work on the main stage, like the way Wings was. It doesn't have to be exactly like Wings, but I'd like to see each of them being able to write their own stuff again. Does that make sense?
Well, they're already doing it.
Yeah.
He just said that he's carrying out a song that...
Yeah, I guess they are.
That's not a stipulation on what they have. It's just whoever's writing music. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. I really appreciated them doing solos.
Yeah, it was great.
So yeah, that's ideas off the top of our head. Describe yourself in 3 fictional characters. We knew this one, so we were prepped.
Yes. I went first.
Okay. My 3 fictional characters are Michiru / Sailor Neptune from Sailor Moon, Kira from Solo, the newest Star Wars film, and Basil Howard from The Picture of Dorian Gray.
Yeah. And mine is Pippin from Lord of the Rings, Holly Golightly from Breakfast at Tiffany's, and Jess
from Gilmore Girls.
Yeah, from Gilmore Girls.
And it's so perfect for her.
Yeah.
So
right. Look those up if you're curious.
Yeah, look them up if you're curious. That's all coming without context. I love... This is our last question. Ashlen, are you related to a Native American princess?
You know, I
got that one. I loved it.
No, I am Shoshone, though, so...
Her ancestors were much more likely to chase you down on horseback than, like, sit around being royal.
Oh, yeah, I was a Plains native. I was, like, Wyoming. That's where my tribe was. Mm-hmm. So I was, like, running wild with the Mustangs, baby.
Yeah. So, those are our questions. I actually was really happy with the questions you guys came up with.
But we had fun.
We had fun. And thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you for being so loyal. Like, we just did a filming for our Small But Definite Happinesses video, which will come out probably on Thursday of this week. You know, it'll come out soon. And one of the ones that I was thinking of that I didn't mention, but I'm kind of glad I said it here. One of my small happinesses is I'm always stressed out about the comment section. And I'm always afraid, like, when is the point going to come where we get hatred? Or, like, multiple comments on one video that just make us sad. And I like that I could probably count the number of really stressful comments that I've gotten on my hands. And I have this really small happiness in more than half of those comments. I work hard and I give a really diplomatic answer. And under it, like, not even an hour later, one of you guys are like, why are you even on this video? Like, just standing up for us and being like, you know, being fierce protectors for us. And it reminds me constantly, we have really good subscribers who like being here and want to talk. And I love when you write essays in your comments. And I love when, like, you feel a lot of things. That's why we made this channel.
I love that you think of us as friends just as much as we think of you as friends.
I love when you guys call us Uni.
It's so cutie, babies. We are the hunters.
Yeah, this channel makes me very, very happy. Much happier than I even thought it would. And I've always wanted to be on YouTube, so.
Oh, yeah. Ages. If you don't already know.
Oh, yeah. So in international age here, I'm 29. So in Korean age, that would be like 31.
And I'm 25, and so I don't know what
like
it is
27, I think 26, 27. Not yet 20.
Yeah.
Around there. 88 liner,
92
liner. So.
Scorpio?
Yeah.
Give your ascending sign too. Give it.
I'm. I love when Ashley gets a little tipsy and starts ordering me around. It makes me feel like I'm not taking over the video. So I'm a Scorpio with a Sagittarius ascending and an Aquarius moon.
That's why I like you so much. Sagittarius ascending.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a Leo sun, Taurus rising, and Scorpio moon.
And we still haven't forgotten that we said we would do birth chart videos for BTS.
Yes, so anticipate that
sometime.
For another hangout.
Mm-hmm. So if BTS is watching, if you want to just like DM us your birth times, that'll make this much easier.
Oh, way easier.
But yeah, just you guys are the best. We love you. Like, we're so busy and so tired that we wouldn't do this if we didn't love you guys. Like, it is wonderful we've gotten to 10,000 subscribers, but like, it's not like we're doing this for the views. You know what I mean? Like, if we were doing this for the views, we would have started doing K-pop reactions a long time ago.
Dude, I make so much money at my job.
Right? That's why she works herself to the bone, is she makes so much money. Like, we do this because we love you guys, and you guys have been so good to us, and we genuinely are excited.
Money has never been like a leading factor.
So yeah, not at all. Our original goal was if we ever made any money, we hoped it would just
get us a BTS concert.
Yeah, the goal was BTS tickets.
I mean, plus a couple hundred, but we got there, baby.
Right. By the time the concert happens, we'll have gotten there.
Yes.
So yeah, just thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts, and
expect Patreon from us shortly.
Yes, we're hoping very shortly. We want to just make sure, because we're so busy, that by the time it launches, we have a backlog saved up.
Yeah.
So, like, technically we could even launch now, but we don't want to suddenly get busy and nothing gets posted for a week or two, you know?
Yeah.
Because we really want regular content. Since we're saying Patreon, if you haven't heard, there's videos where we've already talked with subscribers. You can find it in the archives. When we do the Patreon, it's going to be cheap. We're looking at $2 a month. And it's only going to be things that we cannot put on YouTube.
So, like, run reactions.
Yeah, anything from VLive. I know the minute I say VLive, there's going to be someone in the comments saying, well, VLive is safe now.
Liars.
Odd. It is kind of safe now, but even a year ago, they were taking down crack videos that had 5-second clips of VLive, and they can start taking them down at any time again. So I'm very nervous about VLive content. So it'll be like runs, any video from a broadcasting company. So, like, believe it or not, we actually have a lot of reactions that have been taken down already that we're going to upload there. So, like, we've done the after school clubs. We did Hello Counselor with Jin and Jimin. We did that first person Bangtan High School video. Right. Even our Ellen show ones have been blocked in certain countries. So anything that's specifically from a broadcasting company we'll put on the Patreon, and a lot of live stages. And wherever possible, I'll try to slice them and post for free on YouTube the, like, clipped up summarized. One, so that people don't feel like they're totally missing out if they Patreon's not available in your country or you don't have the money. I get not having the money. Oh yeah, and also like all the American Hustle Lives and stuff, they got copyright striked before. You know, it'll all be there. We're gonna have Ashlen drinking wine and watching K-dramas with you guys, and I'm trying to figure out something special to do. I might even start like doing fan fiction or something, like stories. We're gonna figure out a way to try to make it cool, and all the money goes toward, you know, Ashlen is moving in September, and currently all the money will go toward the channel, but right now the goal is to make enough money that we can meet up every month to keep the channel going with us in person and not have to like Skype in or do something like that. So like there are reasons we're doing it outside of money. Yeah. And if we ever make a ton of money, like I'll be able to get my surgeries and Ashlen will be able to cut back on the work that destroys her body and like, you know, we'll make use of it. But right now it is literally about keeping the channel alive. So look forward to that. We're going to have cool things. If you have suggestions for what you want on the Patreon, even if it's not BTS related, let us know. Because, like, I don't know, if you randomly were like, oh my gosh, you like Avatar The Last Airbender? I love Avatar The Last Airbender. Can you watch that with me? Like, you know, whatever. Just let us know and we'll consider it. So, look for that soon. I've got a big project surprise for you guys that's coming soon. Which I'm hoping to start up, probably next week. I have a big writing deadline this week, but then I'll be free for a while. So, cool things to come. If you've watched it this far, you're amazing. If you watched the whole video and watched it this far and want to show off, put in the comments, red bean bun. Hashtag red bean bun.
Launa, it's gonna be trending. Red bean
But
bun.
even if you just popped in and out, like, we really appreciate it. And we really, really love you guys. So look forward to more fun content in the future. Love you. Ashlen is ready for bed, so.
I need my back. I want to be comfy girly.
I need to get this girl to bed.
Oh, the nanny girl. Snoozy.
Alright. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being amazing. Thank you for being you. And until next time.
Live long and prosper.
Also, like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.